Welcome into Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio. No, I am not Howard, so I'm going to try my best to get us through this hour and direct the ship without messing up anything, but I don't have to do a whole lot because I got the experts in the house. David Pennington is across the table from me, and everybody here knows more about antiques than I do, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I'm going to let them run the show, but if they want to make themselves sound smarter, they'll ask me questions.
That's what we plan on doing.
Yeah, ask me some questions, and then you'll make yourselves look a whole lot better. So,
headphones not working.
Headphones aren't working. Well, that's not good.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll just have to kind of wing it for now.
Rob will come in here.
We'll bring in our technical expert, and this is an on-air live radio type of thing.
I like that.
Like to bring in our expert.
Well,
He says those headphones aren't working.
Don't feel bad. It happens all the
Is
time.
yours working?
Mine's working. Fine.
Okay, yours is not?
No.
So you
we
got two
one set of working
Okay.
headphones.
They're probably on one switch.
We'll just ask Ronnie if we have.
Oh, okay.
any
It's
issues.
working.
There you go.
Oh,
Loose
there you
connection.
Well, you got to
What
plug.
about
Okay, so we have. You got to.
See if you got.
Okay. All right.
You just got to plug them in.
So
see,
see-
I'm learning here at the radio about.
Well, no, you don't plug them in. You wiggle the
You
cord.
wiggle the cord.
Yeah.
See that white cord right there?
Yeah, wiggle it.
Yeah, just wiggle
All
that
right.
cord.
So wiggle the cord.
Yeah.
We're off to a
Hey,
rough
I
start.
got an idea, Josh.
All right.
So when we get that thing exactly right, let's just duct tape it.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Or gorilla.
Yeah,
Gorilla.
You can,
You can get that
glue.
down at Eaton's, can't
You
you?
can.
All
I
right.
like that Gorilla tape.
Yeah. And glue. Don't forget the glue.
Gorilla glue.
It
Yeah.
just glues it.
We may have used it
That way they
on some
can't
of our
change it.
pool plumbing. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say if we did for sure or not, but we may have
Yeah.
used it on some water leaks, and it worked actually. So
Well, they even advertise that, don't they?
yeah,
I'm gonna do the bottom of the boat sometime and try that. You know.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I looked that up on the internet to see
Yeah.
if that's I see that on them. Okay, can that actually happen? And I looked it up, and the MythBusters or whatever they
Yeah.
tried it, and they said that it does.
Wow.
It does work.
Well, MythBuster says it. It's true.
Right? I don't know
I
if it was
believe it.
actually the
Yeah.
MythBusters, but it
Yeah,
was.
I watch MythBuster.
Yeah.
I still watch reruns.
Yeah, you probably, maybe there is more Mythbusters, but that's about like this guy called us this morning when we was on our way up here, and he's a picker.
Yep.
And so after we met Ronnie and I got through talking to him, we decided that he don't know a whole lot about picking.
We busted that.
He didn't even
myth
know
real
what a
quick.
rocker oil can was. I mean, if you're in the picking business, you know what a rocker oil can is.
Okay. I don't.
I'm
so
not in
there
the
you
But
go.
you're not a picker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know either.
But so here, look here, Josh. We had a show lined up today about Sun Records, and so our producer, one of our producers, you and Philip overrode you, and so now,
Nobody's even talked to me about anything.
so now we're going to do the show, which it makes plenty of good sense on fairs and state fairs and world fairs and.
It's a great idea.
That's what I was just wondering about county fairs and state fairs, since the county fair is in town. And
But before we get started, though, do your
You
spiel.
got something to say.
You usually have Howard there to tell you to remember this, Josh. He's always got to do this.
all right, you're listening to us live on Thunder Radio 1320. Sorry, I almost jumped that.
Uh-oh.
1320. And you can catch us tonight on Charter Channel 193, and you can also catch us on LightTube Channel 6, and you can catch us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Facebook and YouTube. And just search on either one of those for Let's Talk Antiques, and we will come up.
Hey, and don't forget, we have a really good FM side, too, 107.9.
True.
And if they want, if
1067 in
even
Tullahoma.
if they're
Yeah.
in another
Yeah.
country and they want to stream us live and talk to us, they can do that.
Yeah.
That's right. Thunder1320.com.
There you go.
Download the
Okay.
Thunder Radio app. You can
That-
take us wherever you go.
That's
We
how I
might be a
listen to it.
local station, but we're worldwide,
Yeah.
right?
We
Absolutely.
have these kits that we send out. People want to know our coverage area, and the AM, FM, FCC gives you kind of your coverage maps
Yeah.
and what reaches, and then we put a coverage map for on our website, and it's just a picture of the globe.
There you
Yeah,
go.
You
that's
reach-
that's
you reach
it.
I mean,
worldwide.
isn't that the truth?
It is.
I tell you what, on the AM side, you can be in Murfreesboro and still hear it.
You can absolutely, especially during the day.
Oh, absolutely.
5,000 watts,
Yeah,
Leave,
you-
leave that thing turned up at night, and you can take it all the way up to Chicago, probably.
All over the
Piece
world.
away.
Yeah, and that's just, you're 5,000 watts. And you're right.
5,500, I think.
Yeah. What is that? The one in Chicago's 50,000.
50,000,
and that,
yeah.
But 5,000 goes a long way at
5,000
night.
at night. We can take it up
Yeah.
to Nashville pretty easy.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about fairs and state fairs and
Okay.
carnivals. Carnivals, tell you what, I seen, we did the American Picker Show, and they actually did a show on carnival banners and stuff. The freak shows and all
Oh,
of
no,
that.
I didn't know.
And
I didn't
you
see
talking
that
about
one.
high dollar stuff.
Well, and like the carnival glass, a lot of people's got that. It used to bring pretty good money.
Remember the chalk dolls?
Mhm.
I've got a chalk doll that belonged to one of the country music. What was the lady that was the country music star that lived up in Warren County? She got killed in a car wreck.
Patsy Cline?
No.
No, not Patsy.
Oh, shoot. Maybe somebody will call
I
me.
know she got killed in a
There's a
car wreck.
million country music stars that live in the area.
lot of
No,
them got
well,
killed in
this
car
was
wrecks,
years
too.
ago that she. But anyway, she won that chalk doll and gave it to a friend of hers. They was at the fair, a county fair at that, Warren County, and so she gave it to her, and I ended up with it.
What is a chalk doll, by the way?
Well, they made these cheap little. It'd be animals. It could be figureheads, but they're just made out of basically chalk.
Oh.
Like chalk, like you.
Oh.
But they'd have. I don't know. They'd have glitter on them, and and painted up, and.
But they were actually truly made of chalk. They weren't
Yeah.
just.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Cheap. I mean, it's just something to give away if you want. They couldn't be real expensive. But there is a big market for them.
No,
I'm sure they are. Yeah,
they're,
those
they're
would
not. They're not
seem
that
like they would-
expensive to buy. But I used to sell like chalk, yard ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
They were cheap.
Yeah. Well, now that's different than what
But I
you
mean,
say.
it's made out
Yeah.
of the same process.
Right.
Like 'em. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They
Yeah.
didn't have nothing in them.
Yeah, and Ronnie's other life, he sold fruit for a living
Yeah.
and other stuff.
And other stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plants.
All right, so you're gonna give us a little history on.
So a little history of how all this came together. So the term agricultural fair, which kind of was the prior to county fair, came about from the Latin of fair, meaning free day or holy day, and so originally it had to do with a religious deal, but
Deal.
yeah, well. The religion was the center of the most political, economic, and social activities in
Absolutely
ancient and
was.
medieval time. So, as time passed, the fairs became more secular in nature, with education, entertainment, and competition coming about, especially when they came to North America. The first
Kind of reminds you of Halloween.
Yeah.
Remember how Halloween was?
Sure. The first known agricultural fair in North America took place in Windsor, Nova Scotia in 1765 and continues to this day.
Wow.
The first American fair is thought to have been organized in Pittsburgh, Massachusetts in 1807 by Franklin Watson. It became the Berkshire County Fair and still operates as such today. In 1841, New York organized the first state agricultural fair in Syracuse. Overall, 47 of the 50 states have a state fair. Only Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts don't. Both the Berkshire County Fair and the New York State Agricultural Fair remain two of the more than 3,200 agricultural fairs given annually in the United States. So they've been around for a while.
Yeah. First World Fair or World Expo was in Paris, France in 1844. But the best known one was the first World Expo was held in Crystal Palace in Hyde Park, London in 1851. So, I mean, this stuff goes back a long way.
Way.
So, when it gets down to the eBay side of it, there's probably a lot of good stuff on there, but you got some other stuff there,
A little
too.
more. I got a little more about the first one.
Oh, well, we want to hear about it. We got an hour's worth of
Yeah.
It was organized by Elkanah Watson on 1807, and the first county fair consisted of only sheep shearing demonstrations.
Well,
So that wasn't enough to hold the attention of everybody, and it started. He encouraged other farmers in the area to showcase their livestock next year, and then they were judged and awarded for the quality of their animals.
yeah, like blue ribbons and stuff.
And there you go. Watson further developed his vision of what would become county fairs over the years. Later, including activities for men, women, and children, and allowing merchants to sell goods at the events. Watson's ideas quickly spread, and many small rural communities began holding their own versions of fairs throughout the Northeast and Midwest. By the mid-19th century, these gatherings had gained enough popularity that the state of New York in 1841.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I saw something just when I was looking up information today about the Wilson County fair, and they had a mutton busting competition for the children, where they were releasing sheep with children hanging on their back. And I thought that would have been exciting. I've never heard of that before.
Would that be kind of like bronco busting?
Bronco busting,
Yeah.
but a little safer.
Smaller version.
And
Not as far to fall,
and
that's
you're-
for sure.
Yeah, you're attached to something nice and soft too. Let's see, where was my other? Well, do you want to?
Well, do you have some more information? Can you make this
I've got
first one?
lots of stuff. Okay.
We're only like 4 minutes out before we have to
Okay.
take a
We
break.
got a few minutes.
All right. I'm
Yeah,
good.
so let's keep doing the information side before we get into it.
Okay, so we got a list of state fairs and their percentage of state population that attends. Okay, the number one state fair as of 2016 was in Arizona at the Navajo Nation Fair, and while they had 100,000 people in attendance, but that's 57.58% of the Navajo
Whoa.
Nation. And as far as states go, the Alaska State Fair at just a hair under 300,000 people has 40.68% of the state population.
Yeah.
North Dakota,
Just do the percentages instead of the population.
39.64
Of the population.
of the population. Minnesota, 37.9% of the population. So there's some,
well,
state fairs still bring in a lot of people.
keep it going up there till you get to about 25% or so.
I got Minnesota,
I'm hoping
Is it
Tennessee's in there somewhere.
37.9. Iowa's at 35.9. Oklahoma, 31.1. Delaware, 28.7. South Dakota, 24.7. Mississippi, 24.5. Mexico, 23.8. So Tennessee is
We're
down on the
well,
list.
Kentucky's in there somewhere.
Let's
What's
see.
Kentucky? I see it.
Kentucky is 13.7. It's
Yeah.
609,000 people there.
Yeah.
That's-
So what about Tennessee?
We'll scan down to Tennessee.
We must be way down there.
We're down at 3.5% at about 200,000 people attending.
Golly.
So, have you been to the state fair recently in Nashville?
No, I hadn't. Have you?
There you go. No, me either. Not
Yeah.
since I lived
To
in
be
the
honest
area.
with you, I probably hadn't been to the state fair in 40 years.
Wow.
Have you, Ronnie?
I've been to the state fair grounds
Yeah.
quite a few times.
Yeah, well, now I can't say I hadn't been to the grounds because that's where they have which, ties in with us,
The state flea market.
the flea market.
All right.
At one of the better flea markets around.
Yes.
I don't know how it is now. I hadn't been in several years.
I haven't been one of those.
The largest attendance recently is Minnesota with 2.1 million visitors this year. So there's states that really bring them in, and of course they've talked about bringing the state fair down to the Bonnaroo grounds over here.
You think that'll happen? I just don't see that happening.
I don't know. It'd be good for us. So
Well,
there
it'd
you
be wonderful for us.
go. I'll vote for it.
Josh, is it 9:18 yet?
It's close enough.
You ready to take that break?
Yeah, we can take a break whenever you want to. If we're
Let's-
done talking about state fairs for now, we can
Yeah.
take a break. You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Back on Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio, AM 1320, FM 107.9. We were talking state fairs when we went to the break.
Hey, you want to hear something interesting?
Always.
So during the break, we Googled the 10 top best state and county fairs, and guess who popped up?
I don't know.
Wilson County.
I was going to say.
Well, guess what, though? You heard what the attendance with the state fair was, a couple 100,000?
Yeah, that one's
200.
more.
Wilson
Yeah.
County's almost 3 times as many, 575,000.
I've heard that before. A lot of people from
That is amazing.
a lot of people from the Manchester area make that trip and
Well,
go check that fair out.
So that
I've not been.
So Josh, why don't they attend a state fair like that?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you on that
Well,
one.
have you ever been to the state fair?
I've not been to the state fair.
Well, like I said, I hadn't been in 4 years, other than go to the flea market, and that's what Ronnie said.
I've been to the Coffee County Fair. I've been to the Warren County Fair. I've been to those two, but I've not been to those two big ones. I know I've got some family that have been to both of those.
So the top 10.
Oh, the top 10. All right. Our original.
Are you still looking
our
at
original
pigs there?
list,
You-
I was
I
looking
noticed you was
pigs
looking at a
on,
pig.
on the Wilson County.
Oh, the Wilson County. Okay. So
All right.
we'll go back to that Wilson County and kind of see what it says about it. That is kind of interesting. So
So out of the top 10 listed state and county fairs, the State Fair of Texas, more than 2 million people in recent years attend. It's a 24-day long fair.
can you imagine the revenue flow from that, with 2 million people spending money?
That's a pretty good bit of people.
I wonder what the average.
Tourism dollars have got to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's got to
But-
be a heck of an economic impact.
Well, when you think
there.
about Bonnaroo here,
Yeah.
you think about 80 to 100,000 with all the employees and media. You're thinking about 100,000 people a year and the impact that has. Can you imagine what that does?
Yeah,
for
it's
them?
like over 50 million, isn't it?
Yeah.
It said
gosh.
the Texas State Fair started in 1886, so it's been around for a while too. Minnesota State Fair, which is the largest percentage one, wasn't it?
Hey, you want to hear an interesting fact?
Oh, what's that?
That was 50 years after Tennessee became a state.
Oh, wow. True.
Ain't that good? What do you think about that?
Look at him with
fact?
his knowledge, just spitting out. He doesn't even need Google. He just spitting out that knowledge.
Okay,
His
so
head won't fit back out the door when he leaves here.
the Minnesota State Fair was first held in 1859.
Huh.
So the Iowa State Fair is next. It first started in 1933 with Will Rogers, and was involved with them. It has been remade a number of times over the decade. It draws more than 1 million people in its week and a half run.
Golly.
Now the Big E is the Eastern States Exposition. It includes 6 New England states, so the small ones all pooled together for this. It's considered a state fair. New England's Great State Fair is what it's referred to. So that's on the list. You have the Washington State Fair. It's in September, lasts for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It doesn't say when that. Oh, it started in 1900. Attendance has topped 1 million a year since the 1980s. Erie County Fair is in New York and Syracuse. More than 1 million people attend each year since the 70s. Wow. So that's a big county fair. San Diego County Fair first started in the 1880s. And there you go. The Florida Strawberry Festival.
Is that a fair?
I guess held each March in Plant City in western Florida. It has a midway, a parade, a pageant, livestock shows, and 4-H exhibits. Sounds like a fair to
I
me.
believe that's a fair.
Yeah.
The Wilson County Fair there. Let's try where there are novelties such as pig racing, full concert calendar. Oh, that probably helps them. You know, they probably have.
They got
a
some
lot of concerts.
big stars, don't they?
Yeah, it says it draws a little over 500,000 people annually.
Well, it's almost 600. It's 575, so
Yeah,
it bumpers
there you go.
closer to 6. You know, it won't be long. They'll be in a million people bracket, won't it?
There you go. The York Fair in York, Pennsylvania claims to be the oldest fair in the country. The original festival was expanded in the 1850s and again in the 1880s, and it moved to its current site. So it runs for 10 days. So there you go.
So, I know that people have their memories about fairs and stuff, and one thing about like the Lincoln County, don't they have over there the mule races or something?
I think so.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I've seen the advertisements for
Yeah.
that.
Hey, Josh, do you know how long the state fair lasts?
2 weeks, isn't it?
2 weeks. So aren't they usually about the same time?
Yeah, they just wrapped up, I think.
Yeah, they're finished.
Yeah.
They wrapped up a couple
Usually,
weeks ago.
the state fair used to be going on the same time as the county fair here.
Did it?
Yeah, maybe the last week of it then, if it lasts for 2 weeks. But I remember,
Well, from my research earlier, it was saying that the county fairs were supposed to happen originally before the state fair, and then the winners of the county competitions would go up to the state fair. But it doesn't seem like we follow that.
something's
anymore.
not
Well, the
organized.
state fair doesn't appear to have the stroke at all that you would think a state fair would have.
No, by no means.
It's more the Wilson County Fair that has all the stroke, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I know that this is off the top of your head. If you might know the answer. So, attendance of Coffee County Fair. Did y'all ever do any stories on that?
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, I don't neither.
I know I was there Monday night and they had a pretty decent crowd.
But
for them, they always told me, I don't have numbers, but so I can't compare it to Wilson
Yeah.
County. But I think it's pretty
Oh, well.
common sense, and they've always told me it depends on rain. If they don't get rain, they have good year, and if it rains, then it's a struggle.
I've got 50,000 plus.
Okay.
Is what
So there you go. So
So about 10,000 a night, roughly. I don't know if they count Saturday,
So
first Saturday or not.
roughly, the Wilson County does 12 times more people, don't it?
Yes, I would say so.
I didn't come to do math, but
Yeah.
They didn't tell me I had to do math.
Not hardly 12 times, but real close to it.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
all about math here. So.
Yeah. Hey, it's
they
all
told me there
about
was no math involved.
it's all about numbers, right?
Right,
Yeah.
it
Bonnie,
is.
you need to chime in here.
Well, I'm thinking more of along the lines of the World's Fair. When you're talking about the World's Fairs, what came to mind to me was the 1893 Chicago World's Fair.
Oh yeah, tell that story.
Where, well, it was the big deal because they wanted to light it with electricity, and electricity was new thing in those days. And Thomas Edison had put in a really high bid, on that to start with, and Westinghouse hadn't even bid it. So George Westinghouse expressed his interest because he had Tesla's equipment and his patents, because he was funding Tesla.
By the way, that's what we went to, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what we went, and with good reason. I mean, with very good reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Edison comes back and puts in a bid about a third of what he bid to start with, and so Westinghouse underbid him by like 70 cents a lamp, and there was thousands and thousands of lamps in that thing. And so he got that one, and then jealous Edison sues him over because the light bulbs they were going to use. So Westinghouse, they got their own light bulb called a Sawyer Man, which had a ground bottom on it that was blowed, and his had one prong to come out the bottom and a metal band. And
Westinghouse?
Westinghouse. Now Edison's had two. Now you think about this. Westinghouse is as close to what we use today.
To right now.
That pin that comes out the bottom, that's
Right.
your hot, and the metal band is your ground. Just like we use today with the medium base or any of those base bulbs.
Which I believe
So-
is that brass? Those bottoms.
Well, I mean,
It
they're,
looks like brass to me.
I don't think they're actually brass, because they have to be a good conductor, excellent conductor.
Yeah.
But anyway, they lit that with, and this was the talk of everybody, which actually got them the contract to put electricity in New York. They built the generators at Niagara Falls.
Well, what better place to generate electricity from?
Oh, what a good place to start.
Yeah.
Biggest city, that's where you make your most money. Then you just work your way out.
Yeah.
But, DC electricity would not transmit over long distance without them big old wires. You know how in a car you got a great old big wire.
Yeah,
to
well,
transmit
just
12
look at
volts.
your battery cable wire.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And AC being alternating, the
So,
peak goes
so
up and down.
your electrician, real quick, tell us the difference. Okay, so Edison had the DC, and then
And he had the AC, and AC. If you're looking at it on a graph, the peak goes up and the peak goes down, up and down.
on the AC,
The up peak that's your positive, and the lower peak is your negative. And if you look at a DC, you're looking at a square wave, which actually comes up like this, which is what you see on a meter when you look at a car's signals.
so it's a
You know.
square wave.
And it's a square wave. A DC is a square wave, and that's the reason that it takes bigger wires is because it doesn't alternate.
Yeah,
It doesn't go.
but alternating current's the only way to go.
Oh, that's the only way to go because if you think about it, you can travel twice the signal over the small amount of wire.
So when I think of DC current, you know what I think of?
What's that?
I think of those
Like
little
the battery?
battery-powered toys.
Yeah,
That's DC.
that's DC.
Flashlights. That's the only way I think of DC. I don't think of it as a light bulb.
Yeah. No, I don't either, unless it's
Do
a
you?
flashlight.
No.
Well, yeah.
Flashlight bulb.
Yeah.
And now I think about LEDs when I think about a flashlight.
But you know what? Even with the LEDs, they still got the same bottom.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just changed the bulb.
So back to the fair. So what happened? So is that what really got Westinghouse started?
Oh, that's what got them in the electricity business, for no doubt, because that was the talk of the world, they had like 12,000 horsepower generators there. Man, you think about this now. They had to create all this stuff. This stuff wasn't something technology that was existing.
They didn't go rent something.
They had to create every
Yeah.
bit of that for this.
Yeah, they didn't go to your local rental places.
Yeah.
No, which they probably, they were already making the dynamos and just adapted them to their power source that they were using. Because they didn't have water there, of course, naturally. They were using motors.
And what year was that?
1893. But you think about it, they had to do the transformers, everything that you see nowadays, in a modern electrical system.
All just to do the fair.
They created it, and what they're using nowadays is basically the same design, just with a newer technology, better systems, but basically the same technology.
Think about, Josh. This is where we get off center sometimes. But think about this: the basic car engine that Henry Ford
Yeah.
come up with on his T model. Well, basically the car that you drove in.
They work.
You're
the
not
same
driving
way.
electric today, are you?
No.
Because you but most cars that people drive around today are basically the same thing
True.
as the original car engine.
Yeah.
Same way with the lighting.
How do you improve on something like that?
Well, what you do, you take something good and you make
Yeah.
minor changes. all the time.
Exactly. That's what.
And
you
that's
do.
what they've done with the electrical side and also the auto side.
Yeah.
But when it really gets down to it and you peel away the layers, it's all still the basic design.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But now Edison did have an exhibit there. He exhibited what do you call his projector, kinetoscope or something like that?
I don't know.
Kinetoscope, yeah.
Yeah. That's
That was his early motion picture device. And Edison made some of the first motion pictures.
I tell you what, keep that thought in mind. We got to take a break, right, Josh?
We do. Time to
right.
pay some bills. Let's talk antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Back on Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio. I am Josh Peterson, trying to fill in for Howard this morning and not mess it up too terribly bad.
I think you're doing a great
You're
job.
doing all right.
I've pushed the right buttons, I think, so far.
Yeah.
So that's really all that matters.
And we know how to, from now on, if we have headphone problems, you know how to solve that.
You just
Plug
wiggle,
them back
wiggle
in.
the cord.
Yeah, and don't forget the Gorilla Tape.
Exactly. Wiggle the cord, Gorilla Tape, fix it, and it'll never be a problem again.
That's it. So what have you've been looking up?
I've got some county fair stuff on eBay.
County?
I've got it all.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
So just to start with, have you ripped down any Coffee County fair signs and have in your collection?
In the posters?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't. And I'll tell you something else I wish I'd have ripped down. Well, I didn't have to because they brought them to the restaurant and put them on the door.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
could have
that's
saved
true.
them
Yeah.
after this done.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how many circuses,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
Lord.
came through too.
True.
That I should have kept all those posters.
Absolutely. All right. Well, here we go. The on the county fair is the Sonnet original Corgi County Ferris wheel. It's a figurine. It has lights, music, and motion.
Corgi is a toy.
Yes. It's 82 bids on that. Went for $1,259. So
A lot
it's
of
not
people-
an actual fair
Yeah,
piece.
but a lot of people, Corgi made a lot of model cars,
Oh,
different
yeah.
kinds of cars.
Okay. All right. So here we go. The 1939 Franklin County Fair. Farmington ME, is that Maine? Okay. Advertising spare tire cover. So it says 100th anniversary Franklin County Fair, Farmington, 3 days, 3 nights, September 19th, 20 and 21, 1939. They were asking $495, and they got somewhere right close to that. Where's the LA County Fair? This is a pretty good one here. They have 5 1-ounce silver bars from the 90, 91, 92, 93, and 95 fairs. And that was $350 for those. Here is a Canfield Fair sign for Mowington County, Youngstown, Ohio fair. This went for $225. So there you go. I say there's all kinds of signs.
Well, keep going.
Here's a Carol Lombard and Clark Gable at the Los Angeles County Fair vintage photo
That's
from
really nice.
1936. They were asking $200 and got right in that area.
And that's just a picture of them.
Yep.
Nothing signed.
Just a photo, yeah. Here's a 1964 Orange County Fair license plate topper souvenir tag.
$200
From Middletown, New York. Yeah, $200. Is this, yeah, custom spurs from the Montana Silversmiths at the Macomb County Fair. They came from that. $180 for those. Let's see. Here's a 1904 Benton County Fair livestock merchants at Chicago. It's a watch fob.
Yeah. Really good looking.
They were asking 140 and got right in that area. Here's a Pepsi Cola snapback trucker's hat for the Orgma County Fair, Michigan. 10 bids, $140 for that. So you really, it's surprising how many
keep going
things you
through
get
that.
on that. Here's a 1911 Mahler County Fair, Ontario, Oregon. Pushback button celluloid horse pin. So this is like a 3/4 inch by an inch.
Yeah, that you'd wear on
oval.
your shirt or something.
Yeah.
It's a pin back.
Right. 13 bids, $123.
What's that ice cream?
It's a hand-painted wooden carnation ice cream advertisement from the county fair. It doesn't have much detail on it. $95 though.
But Carnation.
Carnation.
We did the thing about the milk. They were big about, Carnation. How many members the condensed cans of milk? And
Oh, yeah,
stuff?
sure.
Carnation.
Oh, God.
I've got a vintage Mahogany County, Ohio, 1911 Canfield fair, a felt pennant. It is in rough condition. 15 bids, $106.50.
Well, it's over 100 years old.
There you go. 1910 North Carolina and St. Louis Railroad train schedule featuring the Franklin County Fair, Winchester, Tennessee.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
There you go.
that's a good piece.
$89.99.
That's a local piece.
There you go. Now let's see. Oh, 1910. Okay, I was going to say what year was that? Let's see. Get another.
Dead air don't pay nothing.
No,
Not a
it's a
dime.
1974 LA County Fair. So they've been apparently doing the one ounce of silver thing at the LA County Fair for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was $100 for a 1974 1 ounce fair, and it's stamped, and it's got this one has Porky Pig with a suitcase and a fair, a Ferris wheel and stuff like that going on behind them, and it says "World's Largest County Fair" on it. So it's stamped into the silver. It's not just a chunk of silver.
When is this next break even supposed to be? I lost my note.
About 15 till.
Oh, well, then you got like 3 minutes.
All right.
On-air staff meeting.
Okay. Here's a Seville, Medina County postcard from 1907. It's a fair sheep cart with 2 children. So it's a sheep
Pulling a cart.
sheep pulling a cart with two children sitting in it in 1907.
Would that be almost like a goat wagon?
That'd be just the same
Very
thing.
close to a good wagon, I'd say. 2 bids on that one for $89.
How about that license plate?
1964 license plate commemorating the World's Fair in New York. $89.95.
That's kind of a cool piece.
Yeah. DeWitt, Ohio, 1912 harness racing.
It's a picture.
It's just a photo from the county fair. Went for $85.
There's another poster.
1953 fair from the Irish Horn and the Lucky Drivers Montgomery County Fair. 2 bids went for $40 on that one. Here's a pretty cool. It's a Wheaton, Illinois, circa 1911 balloon ascension at the county fair and Chicago airship. It's a giant round balloon. Giant. 1 bid on that went for $80.
All right, with that, we got to take a break here.
Yeah, got to pay some bills. You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Back on Let's Talk Antiques. You heard the man. 728-1320. That's the phone number.
Hey, I'll do the other one.
728-3526.
That's
In
it.
case you
you
just
go.
don't want to call that one, I don't know. That's easier to remember. So
Yeah.
there's-
I didn't
Well,
know
the
there were
third-
2 stations, so
Yeah.
or two numbers.
You
Sorry.
get- well, I think it's a requirement for Swap and Shop. You gotta
Okay.
you gotta have 2 numbers for Swap
Yeah.
and Shop. We probably need 4.
We'll just give out Dave's cell phone number.
That's okay. Hey, I don't have my cell phone number. It's on when I was the mayor. It was on my card. I want people to call.
You know,
Don't
now,
you, Josh?
He seems like he would talk to someone for a
Yeah.
while.
Josh, do we need to put your cell number on the phone?
No, we do not.
Okay.
All right. So we'll jump over to state fairs here, and this is the top item on that, which I need to pull up the actual description. This is an 1858 state fair ambrotype of a man in a stovepipe hat, possibly Abraham Lincoln. First question, ambrotype. That's a new term to me. Is
Well,
that,
that's a type of photography.
okay. So is that like a tin type? But
Yeah.
It's something. Or is it a metal too? Okay. All right. So so you zoom in on the picture here, and it
Looks
sure
like
looks like Abraham Lincoln.
You think he was campaigning for the 1860 election?
He probably would. Being at a state fair would probably be a good place to be there. And somebody apparently believed him because they sold it for $1,250.
Well, it does look like Lincoln, though.
Yeah.
It does.
And next, we have a rare red wing stoneware Minnesota State Fair miniature fancy jug. So it says Minnesota State Fair on it. Kind of looks like Granny on the clamp. It's her whiskey jug. to
That's
me.
it.
Or medicine jug. Sorry. $495 was the buy it now on that. There and then a lot of 32 Iowa State Fair pins. 17 bids on that went for $503.88.
So it sounds like to me what you're trying to tell people is they should be keeping some of the stuff at these fairs.
It's surprising, yeah. And the state fair stuff does seem to be worth more than the county fair, but
Well, those Choctaws, some of those will bring a lot of money.
Now, here's a pretty odd thing. Do you have any of these, Dave? Is
No, the little knockdown.
the knockdown punks is what they're called. That's the things you throw the ball at and try to knock them down. And this is 11 of those for $424.
That's amazing. You got another little miniature jug there.
Yeah, another jug from the same Minnesota State Fair went for
Still
$400.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a circa 1906 Alabama State Fair Vulcan statue. Just a photo. 5 bids on that, $392.76.
That's just a photo.
Here's a Stephen Dohus State Fair signed lithograph from 1948. Asking $375. Took a best offer close to that. Here's a 31-inch Wilcox silver 1925 trophy from the Tennessee State Fair. Stallion. Was it? I guess the name of the stallion was Alabama Loving Cup, maybe.
I think that's what the style of that is.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. So 8 bids, $327 for your 1925 stallion at the Tennessee State Fair. Vintage 1920s and 30s Michigan State Fair Detroit photo album of carnival rides. They got $300 for that.
So I wonder, there must have been several of them because there's 4 right there just on that one.
On that
Yeah,
fold-out page, yeah. Here's a 1870s engraved root beer, Americana State Fair, $375.
Yeah, Hires root beer at that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's see, Hallmark ornaments, the Wizard of Oz lot. Oh, okay, she was the State Fair with her. Okay. Vintage win-lose draw State Fair carnival game, where you roll the ball down to falls into the 9 slots.
Yeah, so it's actually a game they use.
Yeah, they were asking $223, and took a best offer.
I wonder how they come up with 223.
Maybe they were thinking some amount of shipping. Maybe. Now here's a pretty cool one. Beatles' original 1964 Indiana State Fair full concert ticket. 25 bids on that went for $238.49. So you can get your. I didn't know the Beatles played state fairs.
I can't imagine being at that, right? It makes you wonder if you go to a fair now and you see an act up there, are they the next big thing, right?
Right.
You just never know.
The face value on the ticket was $5, by the way.
Wow.
Just,
What year was that?
1964.
1964.
Yeah.
A lot of them played fairs back in the day.
Yeah, but you just don't think of the Beatles playing.
The Beatles playing. That's a little different than Miranda Lambert playing a fair or something, right? I mean, that's a big name, but the Beatles playing a fair is
Here's
a big deal.
1933 Illinois State Fair 4-H Club. Just says 4-H Club Camp for the Illinois State Fair. That's a pin back. 22 bids, $205.50. That's pretty good money for a 4-H pin. And here's a 1909 Iowa State Fair Des Moines badge. So you think, yeah, that's okay. That's not like a security badge or anything. It's just a collectible badge. 30 bids, $202.50. Do you want to jump over to the Chicago World Fair there?
Well, I guess we can.
So we don't run out of time to get to
We have
it?
about 6 minutes left.
Oh, okay. All right, so we got...
Now, this is 1933 Chicago World.
1933.
Yeah.
Chicago World's Fair. Camera. Okay, here's a Eastman Kodak Rainbow Hawkeye camera, as is for display only. 15 bids, $611.51. So I don't know the Hawkeye camera, but here's the Grand Canal America Gerald Jeerling's etching from the 1933 World's Fair. $450 for that one. Here we go. This is a 1933 Chicago World's Fair dressed flea circus for sale. 2 bids, $385.
A flea circus?
Yeah. 1933 Good Luck, A Century of Progress pin. 18 bids, $315. Oh, it's a token. It's
Yeah.
not a pin. Oh, sorry. It looked like it had a shape to it. Here's a map, pictorial map from the Chicago 1933 World's Fairs, A Century of Progress.
Pretty good size.
55 by 25. $300 was the buy now on that. A 1933 Chicago World's Fair Kodak Brownie camera. Those were pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
$300 for that. And it's on the camera. It says 1933 century of 1833 to 1933 Century of Progress World's Fair souvenir so it's printed right on the camera. Vintage rare 1933 original Chicago World's Fair travel by train poster. So it's just an advertisement. 4 bids, $238.18. That came from Canada.
Another token.
It went for $252 after 31 bids. Here's a medical science exhibits books from the 1933 World Fair. $223 for that one. And so would this have been sold at the fair, or do you think this is a commemorative thing afterwards? The Tootsie 1933 World's Fair.
No, it would have been sold at the fair.
Okay, long distance hauling in the original box. So this is a truck.
It would have been sold afterwards too, but
Okay.
during the fair for sure.
Okay, it was $200 for the toy truck.
That's amazing, but it's still got the box.
Yeah. 1933 Chicago World's Fair box camera, an AGFA camera, with nice design all around it. Went for $190. 1933 Chicago Good Luck pin, Printing House Craft, International Association of Printing House Craftsmen World's Fair pin. 12 bids, $173.51. People bid like I do on that. I throw in usually like 11 cents.
What year
for
did
my
we have the
top.
World Fair in Tennessee? Was it 80 something?
82. I was in 6th grade.
83.
I was not born, so.
Okay.
Was it 82 or 83?
I'll have to ask real quick.
Yeah.
We're running out of time.
You are.
Well, we got, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, you got about a minute and a half.
Hey,
Oh,
see if
okay.
you can find anything from the Tennessee World Fair.
Okay, 1982.
All right, see if you can do that real quick. Type,
Oh,
make
man,
them little
yeah.
fingers get it.
Make him go.
Chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Just chat amongst yourselves while he searches in a hurry. No pressure.
Yeah, none.
Let's start counting down.
Yeah.
I'm shutting
5.
myself down.
Okay.
Oh, look here. We found some money.
A World's Fair half-ounce proof gold coin from the
Ooh.
Knoxville World's Fair, $899.
Oh, wow.
Our 1982 World's Fair set of 4 Knoxville, Tennessee Energy. It's prints from the show. They were asking $500 and took a best offer on that. New old stock 1982 World's Fair Knoxville tie and scarf, $99 for that. World's Fair pocket watch from '82 with original box runs $82. World's Fair Timex watch with original case and receipt $70. So
All right, with that, we got to get out of here, haven't we,
We
Josh?
do. We got to get out of
Sounds
here.
like we're
It's been
going.
another hour of Let's Talk Antiques. If you missed it, we'll be back next Wednesday from 9 until 10. Hopefully Howard will be back. If not, I'll try to get us through another one.
I believe you can do it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one.